Hey everyone, it's KR Bankston back again for KR Storytime, aka Baddie Stories, and we're going to be reading again from The Destroyer, my thriller suspense novel that is available in ebook and paperback over on my site, www.krbankstononline.com. But before we get into that, let's talk about the legalities and get those out of the way. The Destroyer is an adult fiction novel, so it is filled with sex, sexual situations, adult language, adult situations, violence, murder. There is limited drug reference inside the book. So it is not recommended for children. It is definitely an adult novel. That out of the way, let me set the scene for you tonight. We're going to deal with the love triangle of Darrius, Trayvon, and Miranda. Miranda is the niece of Josephina and Jeremiah Howard, pastor and first lady respectively. So yeah, you already know this poor child, church 24/7, 365. Trayvon is unknown to her, the son of Ronald, who was Josephina's ex-lover. He does not live with his parents because he has gone through a consciousness of awakening, whatever you want to call it, lives with his cousins in a public housing project, fancies himself just a regular old person. He's not bougie and uppity like his parents and his other brother because they have money. But now, don't get it twisted, bruh still enjoys that BMW they bought him and the money that they provide for his lifestyle. Darrius is the police detective. He is older than Miranda, much older than Miranda, but he has an interest in her and he wants to pursue a relationship with her. So this is that triangle. And this particular scene, Miranda's going on a date with Trayvon, or getting ready to go on a date with him. Around that area. So we're going to pick up there, and this is the love triangle. Still curious exactly the how behind Trayvon's seemingly endless supply of money, Miranda didn't press him about it again. They were going out tonight, yet another date, and yet another evening she had to question her true feelings about him. Trayvon was a nice guy whom she found to be a lot more intellectual than she originally believed. Attraction existed, yes, but nothing like the sparks and fireworks she felt when she and Darrius spent time. She returned to his house for another intimate dinner and a night of movie watching. They talked about going out, but in the end decided to stay in and enjoy their time completely alone. So why do you keep going out with Trayvon? Miranda sighed deeply at the loss to answer that question from her subconscious. Because he's safe? Darrius still made her a little uneasy at times, but she was working on letting that go. He never did anything out of the way to warrant the suspicion. And pushing the thoughts aside, she finished dressing and quickly headed outside to her car. Jumping in and starting it, she backed out, heading for the theater where they agreed to meet. Miranda popped in her newest Jill Scott CD, turning the volume way up. She loved the soulful resonance of the woman's voice, as well as the uplifting and self-affirming lyrics. She felt the earlier apprehension and tension begin to melt away, feeling more like her old self in no time. Passing through town square, Miranda took in the businesses. The haven sat dark and desolate, an immediate sense of sadness and loss settling into the pit of her stomach. Mr. Green was such a nice man. Why would anyone want to hurt him? The sadness grew deeper. Though she didn't come as often as before, she loved being there, talking to Mr. Green and people watching. It was over. The haven would never open again, at least not with Mr. Green running it. Shaking herself, Miranda took another deep breath, putting the events of the past a few months behind her. The killer remained quiet for the last 3 weeks. She prayed they moved away from the city so everyone could go back to living their lives. Seeing her destination, Miranda turned into the well-lit parking lot, searching for a space. Did everybody come to the theater tonight? Sheesh. She finally found a spot in one of the many rows, a substantial distance from the theater entrance. Grabbing her bag, turning off the CD, AC, and her headlights, Miranda got out of the car. She turned to lock her door as the car pulled into the parking space next to her. She cast a cursory glance at the vehicle before completing her task and straightening herself to lead to the box office. Hi there. Miranda's head snapped around, hearing the familiar voice, and she found herself staring directly into Darrius's eyes. Hey, what is he doing here? She panicked a little before common sense reminded her it was a public theater and lots of people came. Thought I would check out the latest horror flick. You look nice. Miranda's discomfort grew. Darrius questioned her, his tone soft and harmless. You're on a date? Not trusting her voice, Miranda simply nodded, avoiding his eyes. I see. She heard the hurt in his voice. Don't let me keep you, he added, stepping out of the way. Miranda wanted to move, but she couldn't. Her feet seemed planted to the spot, embarrassed and ashamed, sorry that she hurt him unintentionally. Darrius, She heard him sigh deeply. It's cool, Miranda. We're not committed or anything. Summoning every ounce of strength she possessed, Miranda willed her body to move forward. Darrius caught her arm just as she passed him, stopping her motion, turning her back toward him. Stepping close enough to touch her, he looked into her eyes again and spoke. I meant what I said, Miranda. I will fight for you. With the words, he kissed her ardently, holding her tightly. Her cell rang, taking them both by surprise, abruptly ending the kiss. Miranda cleared her throat in answer, seeing Trayvon's name on the ID. Darrius watched her carefully, not speaking. Hi. Hey, Ma. Trayvon returned. I'm on the side of the road, flat tire. I'm going to have to ask for a rain check on the movie. Sorry about that. It's okay. I mean, things happen. Miranda noted the slight smile from Darrius in her peripheral vision. Are you okay? Do you need me to call anyone or anything? Nah, Ma. I'm straight. Okay, if you're sure. It's all good, Ma. I'll call you later, okay? Yes, that's fine. Talk to you then. Disconnecting, Miranda regarded Darrius before speaking. Guess you heard all that. Yeah. You still want to see your horror movie? Darrius stepped close again. No, I want you to come home with me. Moving even closer, he spoke again without hesitation. I want to show you why you shouldn't contemplate being with anyone but me. Miranda's emotions were on a merry-go-round. Wholly aroused, standing in the parking lot, she knew very well what Darrius wanted to show her back at the apartment. I don't know. I don't think... She managed to get that out before he kissed her again, pressing himself against her. I think you want this as much as I do. The voice hoarse in her ear, his hand slid down her back, firmly grasping her butt. The moan escaped her lips before she could stop it. Darrius kissed her neck sweetly, licking the earlobe again. We can do it right here if you want. No. Let's go to your place. Okay. Ride with me, and I'll bring you to get your car in the morning. Well, I hope you have enjoyed that little sneak peek, that little snippet there, and that you'll head over to the site and get your own copy of The Destroyer in ebook or in paperback from www.krbankstononline.com, or you can join us on Patreon and become a part of the Baddie family. We have all kinds of sneak peeks and previews and freebies and all that good stuff going on over there. So www.patreon.com/krbankston. That's it. That's all. I hope you guys will join us again next time when we read another excerpt, maybe from The Destroyer, maybe from another book. But either way it goes, I tell you what, if you give me the opportunity, bet I can make you love a bad guy. Have a great night, everybody.